And it was in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, on the 10th of the month. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylonia, came, he and his entire army, against Jerusalem and encamped against it. They built works of siege around it. The city came under siege until the 11th year of King Zedekiah. 9th of the month, the famine became severe in the city. People of the land had no food. The city was broken into, and all the men of war fled at night by way of the gate between the two walls that was near the king's garden. And the Chaldees were surrounding the city, and he went by way of the Arabah. The army of the Chaldees pursued the king, and they overtook him on the plains of Jericho, and all his army had scattered and deserted him. They seized the king and brought him up to the king of Babylonia, to Riblah, called him to account. They slaughtered Zedekiah's sons before his eyes, and they blinded Zedekiah's eyes and bound him with copper chains and brought him to Babylon. In the 5th month, on the 7th of the month, that was the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylonia, Nebuzaradan, chief executioner, servant of the king of Babylonia, came to Jerusalem. He burnt the house of the Lord and the king's palace and all the houses of Jerusalem and all the houses of the dignitaries he burnt with fire. The entire army of the Chaldeans that was with the chief executioner demolished the walls of Jerusalem around. Nebuzaradan, the chief executioner, exiled the remnant of the people who remained in the city, and the defectors who defected to the king of Babylonia, the rest of the populace. Now the chief executioner left over some of the poorest of the land as vine dressers and farmers. Chaldeans broke the copper pillars that were in the house of the Lord, and the bases and the copper sea that was in the house of the Lord. They carried off their copper to Babylon. They took the pots and the shovels and the musical instruments and the spoons and all the copper vessels with which they served. Chief executioner took the censers and the basins, both of gold and of silver. The two pillars, the one sea and the bases that Solomon had made for the house of the Lord, there was no weight for the copper of all these vessels. The height of one pillar was 18 cubits, and there was a capital of copper upon it. The height of the capital was 3 cubits, and a net and a pomegranates on the capital around it. All was copper, and such did the second pillar have on the net. The chief executioner took Seraiah the head priest, and Zephaniah the priest of second rank, and the 3 keepers of the utensils. From the city he took 1 eunuch, who was appointed over the men of war, and 5 men of those who saw the king's face, who were found in the city, and the scribe of the general of the army, who would muster out the people of the land, and 60 men of the people of the land who were found in the city. Nebuzaradan, the chief executioner, took them and brought them to the king of Babylonia, to Riblah. King of Babylonia struck them down and killed them in Riblah in the land of Hamath, and Judah went into exile off its land. And as for the people who remained in the land of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylonia, had left over, he appointed over them Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan. All the officers of the armies, they and the men, heard that the king of Babylonia had appointed Gedaliah, and they came to Gedaliah to Mizpah, and Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, and Johanan, the son of Kariak, and Seraiah, the son of Tahumeth, the Netophathite, and Jazaniah, the son of Machathite, they and their men. Gedaliah swore to them and to their men, and said to them, Fear not, the servants of the Chaldeans dwell in the land, and serve the king of Babylonia, and it will go well with you. And it was in the 7th month that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Elishama of the royal descent, came with 10 men with him, and they struck down Gedaliah, and he died, and the Judeans and the Chaldeans who were with him at Mizpah. All the people, young and old, and the officers of the armies got up, came to Egypt because they were afraid of the Chaldeans. And it was in the 37th year of the exile of Jehoiachin, king of Judah, in the 12th month, the 27th day of the month, that evil Merodach, king of Babylonia, in the year of his coronation, lifted up the head of Jehoiachin, king of Judah, and released him from prison. And he spoke with him kindly and placed his throne above the throne of the kings who were with him in Babylon. And he changed his prison garb, and he ate meals before him regularly all the days of his life. And his meals, regular meals, were given him from the king, each day's need in his day, all the days of his life.